Before we bow our heads in prayer today, I want to invite you to pause, not just in body, but in spirit. Life moves fast, faster than our hearts can sometimes keep up with, and in that rush, it's easy to overlook the subtle, quiet ways God has been present in our lives. Every morning you wake up, every breath you take, every small moment of peace that comes unexpectedly is a sign of His mercy and love. This mercy is not earned by our actions, not dependent on our performance, and not diminished by our mistakes. It is eternal, steadfast, and unchanging, flowing toward us because God Himself is love. Consider for a moment the countless ways God has intervened in your life, often unseen. The protection you didn't know you needed, the opportunities you never expected, the strengths to face challenges that might have overwhelmed you. These are all evidence of His constant care. And yet, many of us live without recognizing it. We complain about what we lack, we stress over what hasn't happened, and we forget to acknowledge the immense gifts already surrounding us. His mercy shields us even when we fall short, guides us when we feel lost, and comforts us when the weight of life feels unbearable. Today, I want you to reflect deeply on this truth. God's mercy is not passive. It is alive, active, and constantly moving in your life. It pursues you when you run away in fear, lifts you when you feel crushed by disappointment, and renews your spirit when your hope is fading. It is His mercy that has brought you to this very moment, allowing you to breathe, to think, to live. So take a deep breath and feel it. His mercy surrounds you, His love never leaves, and His grace is sufficient for every step you take. As we continue, I want you to truly grasp the depth of God's love and mercy. This is not love that comes and goes, based on circumstances or human standards. It is unwavering, constant, and personal. Even when you feel unnoticed or forgotten by the world, God sees every detail of your life, your struggles, your hidden fears, your silent prayers. Nothing escapes His notice. He knows the number of hairs on your head, the thoughts you never speak, and the moments you feel most alone. That intimacy is proof that you are never truly abandoned. Think of the moments when life seemed unbearable, yet somehow you made it through. You may have wondered why you survived certain hardships or why certain doors remained closed, and perhaps at the time, it didn't make sense. But those were acts of His mercy. Protection you couldn't see, guidance you couldn't feel, and love you couldn't comprehend. Even in your confusion, God was shaping a path for your life, guiding you toward blessings you could not yet imagine. His mercy is not passive, it actively pursues you. It intervenes in ways both small and monumental. It strengthens your heart when it is heavy, shields you from harm you cannot see, and restores your spirit when it is broken. Because of this mercy, you are not defined by your failures or by the rejection you may have endured. Instead, you are defined by a love that never falters, by a God who continually reaches for you, lifts you up, and calls you His own. Take a moment now to reflect on this. God's mercy has been moving in your life all along, and the same mercy that carried you through yesterday is available to you today, ready to meet every need, calm every fear, and renew every part of your heart. One of the most powerful truths to grasp is that God's mercy is active even when we don't notice it. It is at work in every quiet moment, every unseen circumstance, every situation we might consider ordinary. Sometimes we only recognize His intervention in hindsight, when we look back and realize how certain outcomes were shaped, how dangers were avoided, and how blessings appeared at exactly the right time. This is not coincidence, it is God's hand moving through our lives. Even when life has been difficult, even when rejection and disappointment have left their mark, God's mercy remains steadfast. He does not abandon those who feel unworthy, and He does not withdraw His love from those who have stumbled. In fact, it is in our brokenness that His mercy shines most brightly. Every failure, every heartache, every moment of despair is an opportunity for God to show His love, to intervene, and to draw us closer to Him. Consider how He has guided people throughout history, even in their moments of fear and despair. He reached out to the lonely, healed the wounded, and delivered those who had nowhere else to turn. That same God is present with you today. The mercy that provided for the faithful in Scripture is the mercy that sustains you now. You are never outside of His care, never beyond His love, and never too far gone for His mercy to reach you. So let this truth sink deep into your heart. God's mercy is not a distant idea. It is alive, tangible, and personal. It surrounds you in ways you may never fully comprehend, and it is ready to meet every need, comfort every sorrow, and renew your spirit with every breath you take. Sometimes we confuse our struggles with abandonment, thinking that God has turned away or forgotten us. But the truth is that our difficulties often reveal the depth of His mercy. Even when life seems unfair, even when others reject or hurt us, God's love is constant. He sees your pain, understands your heart, and never leaves you to face it alone. His presence does not depend on our understanding. It depends on His nature, and He is merciful beyond measure. Think about the times when things didn't go as planned. Perhaps you felt disappointed, lost, or overlooked. But in those moments, God was at work. He was redirecting your steps, protecting you from harm, and preparing blessings that you could not yet perceive. His timing is perfect, even when our patience runs thin. His wisdom surpasses our understanding, and His mercy ensures that nothing in your life is wasted. Even the hardest experiences have purpose. God's mercy also shapes our hearts. When we recognize His love, we begin to see others differently. We become more compassionate, patient, and forgiving. His mercy transforms our perspective, allowing us to extend grace as we have received it. It teaches us that life is not about what we can control, but about trusting the One who holds all things together. So pause for a moment today and acknowledge the mercy that surrounds you. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of life is a reminder that God's love never fails. His mercy is constant, abundant, and alive in your life right now. It strengthens you, sustains you, and reminds you that you are never alone. God's mercy is not just about protection, it is also about restoration. It reaches into the broken places in our hearts, the areas where we feel weak, unworthy, or forgotten. Even when we have been hurt by others, abandoned, or misunderstood, God's mercy can bring healing and renewal. It whispers hope into despair, brings peace to anxiety, and restores courage when fear threatens to take over. His mercy is a lifeline, a constant force that can transform even the darkest moments into opportunities for growth and strength. Sometimes we underestimate the power of mercy because it does not always come in dramatic or visible ways. It may arrive as a gentle nudge, a quiet reassurance, or a hidden blessing we only recognize later. Yet these subtle acts of grace accumulate, shaping our lives, guiding our decisions, and protecting us from what we cannot see. God's mercy works continuously, even when we are unaware, preparing us for moments we could never imagine, guiding us toward blessings we might not yet recognize. Moreover, God's mercy teaches us humility. It reminds us that we are not the source of our own strength or success. Every breath, every step, every small victory is a gift from Him. When we acknowledge this truth, we open our hearts to gratitude and allow our lives to reflect His love. Mercy invites us to rely on God's faithfulness, not our own abilities, and to trust that He is always orchestrating what is best for us, even when life feels uncertain or challenging. Take a moment now to reflect on how God's mercy has shaped your life. Recognize the ways it has protected, restored, and guided you. Let this awareness fill your heart with gratitude, knowing that His mercy is not only present, it is active, alive, and unwavering. God's mercy is also a reminder that our past does not define us. No matter the mistakes, regrets, or wounds we carry, His love reaches beyond them, offering forgiveness and a new beginning. It is a love that sees the potential in our lives, not the failures of our past. Every morning brings a fresh opportunity to experience His mercy, to step forward with hope, and to allow God to shape our story in ways we could never achieve alone. Even when life feels uncertain or unfair, we can find comfort in knowing that God's mercy never fails. It is a constant, steady presence that lifts us up when we stumble and strengthens us when we feel weak. While the world may reject us or turn away, God's love is unwavering, unshakable, and personal. It is the source of our resilience, the reason we continue moving forward, and the foundation on which we can build a life of faith and purpose. God's mercy also challenges us to respond. As we receive His grace, we are called to extend it to others, to forgive when it is difficult, to show compassion when others have hurt us, and to act with patience when life tests us. Mercy is not passive. It transforms not only our hearts but the world around us. When we embrace God's mercy, we become instruments of His love, reflecting the same grace that has carried us through trials, sorrow, and doubt. So today, let your heart be open to God's mercy. Let it remind you of your worth, your purpose, and your place in His family. Allow it to guide your actions, shape your thoughts, and inspire your words. For in His mercy, we find life, hope, and a love that never ends. When we truly grasp God's mercy, it transforms the way we see ourselves and the world around us. No longer do we have to measure our worth by accomplishments, approval, or recognition. Our value is rooted in His love, which is unchanging and eternal. Even in moments of failure or rejection, God's mercy reminds us that we are seen, cherished, and never forsaken. This perspective frees us from the weight of trying to earn love or approval, allowing us to live with confidence, gratitude, and peace. Mercy is also a source of hope. It reassures us that no matter the storms we face, no matter the obstacles ahead, God's hand is guiding us. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to experience His faithfulness. Every setback a chance to witness His intervention. And every moment of uncertainty an invitation to trust Him more deeply. When life feels chaotic, His mercy anchors us, keeping our hearts steady and our minds focused on the eternal promises that never fail. Moreover, understanding God's mercy helps us navigate relationships with grace. We recognize that everyone struggles, everyone falters, and everyone needs patience and forgiveness. When we extend mercy to others, we reflect the love we have received from God. In doing so, we create a ripple effect where acts of compassion and understanding spread, transforming our families, communities, and even ourselves. So as you move through your day, remember that mercy is not only a gift to receive, but a gift to share. Let it guide your actions, temper your words, and influence your thoughts. In embracing God's mercy, we step into a life filled with hope, peace, and the assurance that His love never ends. God's mercy also teaches us patience and trust. Life does not always unfold according to our plans, and sometimes we face delays, setbacks, or unanswered questions. Yet His mercy reminds us that His timing is perfect. What may seem like disappointment today can become tomorrow's blessing. What feels like a closed door may actually be a redirection towards something far greater. By trusting His mercy, we release the pressure of forcing outcomes and allow God to work in ways we cannot yet understand. When we experience hardship, it is tempting to feel abandoned or overlooked. But even in the darkest valleys, God is present. His mercy reaches into every corner of our lives, providing comfort when sorrow weighs heavily, courage when fear threatens, and hope when despair looms. It is in these moments that we discover the depth of His love, not through the absence of trials, but through His unwavering presence in them. God's mercy is also a call to reflection. It invites us to examine our hearts and recognize the blessings that surround us daily. Every act of kindness, every answered prayer, every moment of peace is a reflection of His compassion. By taking the time to acknowledge His work in our lives, we cultivate gratitude, strengthen our faith, and become more attuned to the ways He is guiding us. So today, pause and recognize God's mercy in your life. Let it shape your perspective, transform your attitude, and inspire your actions. In every breath, every step, and every encounter, His mercy is active, sustaining you, guiding you, and reminding you that you are never alone. God's mercy is also a source of strength when we feel weak or overwhelmed. There are days when life's burdens seem too heavy to bear, when worries crowd our minds and fear grips our hearts. Yet in those moments, God's mercy sustains us. It reminds us that we are never alone in our struggles, that He is walking beside us, carrying what feels too heavy, and offering peace that surpasses understanding. His mercy becomes our refuge, a steady anchor in the storms of life. Sometimes we measure our value by what we can accomplish or by how others see us. But God's mercy reminds us that our worth is not determined by performance or recognition. It is determined by His love. We are cherished, seen, and chosen, not because of our perfection, but because of His grace. This truth frees us from the pressure to prove ourselves and allows us to embrace our identity as beloved children of God. Moreover, understanding God's mercy deepens our compassion for others. As we experience forgiveness, patience, and grace from Him, we are empowered to extend the same to those around us. Mercy becomes a chain reaction, touching our hearts, influencing our words, and transforming our actions. When we choose to act with mercy, we participate in God's work, reflecting His love and making a difference in the lives of others. Take this moment to reflect on God's mercy in your own life. Remember that every trial, every challenge, and every uncertainty has been met with His care. Let His mercy guide your thoughts, words, and actions, knowing that His love is constant, His compassion never ends, and His presence is always with you. Finally, let us embrace the fullness of God's mercy in our daily lives. Each morning is a gift, a fresh opportunity to walk in His grace, to live with gratitude, and to extend the love we have received to others. His mercy is not only about past forgiveness, it is present, ongoing, and active in every moment. It encourages us to face today with courage, hope, and confidence, knowing that nothing can separate us from His love. God's mercy also inspires us to live intentionally, to recognize the small blessings often overlooked, the laughter of a loved one, the beauty of nature, the kindness of a stranger, or the quiet moments of peace. Every one of these is a reflection of His love, a reminder that He is at work, even when we cannot see it. When we cultivate awareness of His mercy, gratitude naturally follows, shaping our perspective and transforming the way we experience life. Moreover, God's mercy is the foundation of our faith. It reminds us that no matter what we face, He is faithful and His promises endure. Every challenge is an opportunity to rely on Him, every uncertainty a chance to trust Him more deeply, and every weakness a space for His strength to shine through. As we go through life, let us carry the assurance that God's mercy surrounds us, lifts us, and guides us every step of the way. So let your heart rest in His mercy today. Let it inspire your words, guide your actions, and fill you with peace. Know that you are deeply loved, fully seen, and never abandoned. God's mercy is limitless, His love never fails, and His grace is sufficient for every moment of your life. Walk forward with confidence, hope, and a heart overflowing with gratitude.